Welcome back, everyone, to my Dungeons & Dragons campaign. Session 5. Everyone's updated and leveled up their characters. I've been over it all and approved each one. This session won't be as long as the others, but that doesn't mean that we can't enjoy ourselves. Alice, Mike, Miley, Joe, thank you all for returning once again. Let's pick up from where we left off. Rafel is restored to his original tabaxi form, the bone naga now destroyed. The wall at the end of the room morphs, forming the exit.
Another triumphant victory for Garko the Great and his friends. Excellent work, everyone. Lady of the Diamond Glitter Dice smiles on us all.
That was one heck of a fight, but we emerged victorious.
In more ways than one. My friends, thank you once again.
Think nothing of it, Rafel.
Let these victories lead us to many more and make these lands a whole lot safer.
DM, is there anything else of significance amongst the bones in this room?
Roll an investigation or perception check.
+2 from guidance.
Thank you. 15 total.
You find 12 silver pieces and a bloodstone.
Excellent. We'll keep hold of those.
So are you heading to the exit?
Garko will collect the bone naga's head if possible.
I'll say that its skull is intact and there on the ground. You collect it.
For evidence, just in case really.
Good idea, Garko.
So we're out of here then?
Yes. Let's go.
You all head out through the exit, the warm afternoon sunlight caressing and illuminating your faces, a gentle breeze brushing against you all.
Raffle cries silently in bliss. Decades of confinement, and now I'm finally free. Rafel inhales slowly and deeply, eyes gazing up and then across his surroundings. So much color and beauty.
Seren presses her piece of cloth against her nose, sniffling again.
So where do we head to now?
Back to the town of Lork.
That's where you received the contract?
That's correct.
Then, let's make tracks.
The journey back will take a few hours, but you'll be able to make it back to Lork before nightfall. I'll need a survival or perception check from someone, please.
I'd like to roll a perception check, please.
Go for it, Joe.
Yeah, man. Your first roll.
To roll it, Joe. Good luck.
Thanks, everyone. That's a 15 plus 4.
Add 3 from guidance.
Much appreciated, Miley. 22 total.
Nicely done. It takes roughly 2 hours to head back. I'll say you all have a short rest before your travel begins.
What about the town itself? What's the history behind it? Do any of us know?
Roll a history check, Alan.
That's a natural one.
The town's past eludes your memory.
Can Rafel give it a try?
Sure, but the DC will be higher.
That's only a 6, I'm afraid.
Being stuck in the underground crypt for a substantial amount of time, you've naturally forgotten about these sorts of things. So it takes roughly 2 hours to head back to Lork. The afternoon is in the gradual process of turning into the early evening. As you approach the town's entrance, something is off. Screams pierce and ring through the air. Civilians flee from the south of the town, mothers carrying their babies, men physically shielding their families from any incoming threats as they run. A bright light obtains your attention next. Flames. One of the far-off buildings is set ablaze, thick, conspicuous smoke soon rising menacingly.
Good gods. What in heck is this? We need to help these people.
Definitely, but remain vigilant.
The flames rise in an increasingly dramatic but serious fashion along with the myriad of screams and symphony of footsteps from others. In the eastern and western parts of Lork, large groups of guards are currently engaged in bloody combat with small-scaled figures. A few other guards are getting the people to safety, but slaying the small-scaled figures remains their top priority.
Can I roll the appropriate skill check to identify the small-scaled figures, Joe?
Of course. That'll be history or survival.
24 total.
You immediately recognize these creatures are kobolds. Kobolds are craven reptilian humanoids that worship evil dragons as demigods and serve them as minions and toadies. Kobolds inhabit dragons' lairs when they can but more commonly infest dungeons, gathering treasures and trinkets to add to their own tiny hordes. Physically weak, they are easy prey for predators. This vulnerability forces them to band together. Their superior numbers can win battles against powerful adversaries, but often with massive casualties on the kobold side.
We'll continue to head to the south side.
Reaching the south side of town, you all see another small cluster of kobolds swarming in like a small swarm of locusts, some with torches in hand.
Garko tries to keep himself concealed, absolutely disgusted at these actions from his supposed kin.
Raffle draws his great axe, shouting at the group of kobolds, instructing them to leave this town alone.
Roll an intimidation check.
That's not too good. I only got a 7.
The kobolds laugh in unison, almost cackling. Puny adventurers, you're almost too funny to kill, they say, but raise their weapons. Everyone roll initiative.
That's 18 for me.
Only 10 here.
I got 13 total. Not too bad.
Darn. That's 8.
Rayful, you are first, but just a reminder that you technically haven't made your oath yet, so you only have your weapons and regular spells. Your oath will come later. There are 7 kobolds, all in a tightly packed group in front of you all.
Duly noted. Raphael draws his great axe, boldly rushing in after casting Hunter's Mark on the closest kobold. You wretched fiends will fall. He swings his great axe in a swift motion. Within a second, he plunges his blade deep into the thing's skull, splitting it in two, the energy from Hunter's Mark flaring as the strike lands.
That's 1 kobold down.
Garko flicks his wrist. Divine magic striking down from above. It does decent damage, searing the kobold and nearly catching the other.
Onka's hands swarm with psychedelic-looking magic, small pieces of glitter dancing around the light. She thrusts her hands forwards. All of the kobolds are outlined in violet light, making them far easier targets to hit. She steps back a few feet to make room for her allies.
Saren clicks her fingers as she flings her hand forwards, launching a streak of fire at the kobold Garko harmed.
Another kobold taken care of. The rest of them split, 2 flanking Rayful and 3 surrounding Saren. Rayful, your 2 attackers lunge forwards with their daggers simulation. One finds it marked, cutting into your upper arm. You manage to dodge the other blade attack easily, however. Saren, 1 kobold gets a natural 20 against you. Their blade plunges deep into your leg, nearly causing you to drop to 1 knee. The other dagger attacks are blocked by your mage armor.
Raphael rushes forwards, going for one of the kobolds flanking Saren. He transfers the Hunter's Mark to said kobold, great axe at the ready. As swiftly as before, he decapitates the wretched kobold, blood flying everywhere.
Rayful, the kobold next to you gets an attack of opportunity against you. That's a miss.
Garko also goes for one of the remaining kobolds flanking Saren. Garko summons necrotic magic, inflicting heavy wounds onto his embarrassment of a kin.
Another kobold body hits the floor.
Casting umbrage, lightning, Onka electrifies and roasts the remaining kobold alive.
As the remaining kobold gets burned alive by lightning, 2 winged kobolds emerge from behind a mass of houses, spotting you all and ready to attack. They will roll initiative after firing. They see a fellow kobold, but put the pieces together as they see Garko stand with you. Disgusted at the sight, one fires a sphere of flames at Garko. The sphere slams into your chest, Garko. The flames lash and lick at your body, but soon fade, but their marks remain. The second winged kobold launches a sphere of acidic liquid at you, Onka, but you leap back, avoiding the corrosive liquid as it eats at the ground where you once stood. Rayful, your turn.
How far away are these winged kobolds?
About 30 feet in the air from you.
Shifting his Hunter's Mark onto the closest winged kobold, Raphael switches out to his short bow, drawing and launching an arrow. It strikes the draconic menace in the chest, arcane energy from the Hunter's Mark flashing upon impact.
Garko focuses on the one that's already wounded. A flash of divine light streaks toward the damn threat, landing and searing him, but not completely. Mystical dim light can be seen glittering on his body.
Creating a familiar stalagmite made of pure ice, Onka launches it at the second kobold, but it flies to the side, dodging it surprisingly quickly.
The wounded winged kobold says something in Draconic before conjuring another elemental sphere. It fizzes and sparks up as the energy becomes lightning. It soars in a slightly dramatic fashion, aimed at Saren. It crashes into you, electricity enveloping your body, almost bringing you to your knees again.
Guys, I need some help, please. Saren looks extremely rough, panting heavily.
The second winged kobold takes advantage of this, launching a sphere of poison in Saren's direction. Saren, you get coated in weak but painful arcane poison, your veins darkening.
One more hit like that and Saren will be down.
It's your turn, Alice.
Feeling weak, Saren musters her strength, fighting the ever-growing pain and fatigue flooding her body. Creating a lightning sphere of her own, Saren launches it at the closest kobold, but it misses by a whisker.
Hang in there, Saren. Raphael gets in front of her, physically shielding her the best he can. Another arrow ready, he takes aim at the wounded kobold before letting it loose. That's a miss. He decides to sacrifice his Hunter's Mark, casting an abjuration spell on Saren. A shimmering field appears and surrounds her, boosting her defenses.
Thank you, Raphael.
You're more than welcome, Saren.
Mistress of good fortune, please guide my hand. Garko launches another streak of radiant divine light. Natural 20, yes, let's go, baby. Garko aims that attack at the unharmed one, almost killing it in one strike. Thank you, our smiling lady.
Onka creates a small ball of flame, sending it soaring at the nearest kobold, Natural one. Oh my god. She focuses on Saren, casting some potent healing magic on her, restoring some of her vitality.
That's so much better. Appreciate it, Onka.
No problem.
Both kobolds descend a little, both firing thick streams of flames at Raphael.
Raphael just manages to evade the attacks, his feline reflexes kicking in.
Saren, tired of this. Launching a small mass of flame, she smiles as one of the winged beasts drops to the ground like a whacked fly.
Raphael draws his short bow and successfully downs the second winged kobold.
That concludes combat.
DM, back there you said one of the kobolds said something in Draconic. Since we shared the same language, what did he say?
He said, "For the Great One."
Saren catches her breath, still a little wounded from earlier. Her apparel is covered in blood splatter. Casting prestidigitation, her clothes are soon spotless, along with everyone else's.
Excellent. Skipping ahead a little, you all assist with clearing and killing the rest of the remaining kobolds. The fires are contained and put out over the course of a few hours. During that time, a few surviving kobolds are sent to the town jail. You all get brought into the mayor's office at her behest.
What information do we know relating to the mayor?
I'm getting to that. Don't
Oh, right. Sorry, DM.
Don't apologize. You did nothing wrong. Heading into the mayoral building, waiting downstairs as a small group of guards stand watch. Their eyes keep occasionally flicking to Garco.
Rest assured, devoted guardsmen, that I am not with those savage, bloodthirsty minions. They may be the same species as me, but that doesn't mean I tolerate them or their actions.
The guards have acknowledged that, but that doesn't mean that they're not cautious of anything or anyone else that could pertain to the destruction of their town. Some eyes are on Saren, knowing that she's capable of casting numerous destruction spells.
Saren is trying to look as nonchalant as possible, infrequently sniffling and scrunching up her nose as it tickles still.
Onka looks at the others, concern in her eyes.
Onka, what troubles you?
Nothing. I've never spent this much time in civilization before. I usually live amongst nature with my clan, or former clan. Anyway, best the rest of you do the talking. I'm not much for socializing, especially when this whole town is thick with this much tension.
Understood. If need be, I can be somewhat charismatic.
Well, we'll all just answer questions when asked to.
2 guards dressed in exceptional armor lead you all upstairs. Nearby lanterns illuminating this area of the building in bright light. You all enter one of few rooms on this level. Inside said room is a cozy-looking setup. A fine wooden oak desk with finely crafted and polished chairs. To the side beside a roaring fireplace is a coffee table with empty cups and saucers on it. 2 plump mini couches with red velvet lining adjacent either side of it. The 2 guards remain beside the door, watching you all with unwavering, fixed gazes. In the very corner of the room stands a black grand piano, a puffy white cat sleeping on top of it, curled up without a care in the world. A lady sitting behind the desk makes herself known, asking you all to sit.
I guess we all do just that.
The lady has brunette hair tied up in a high bun style, dark green eyes, fairly dark complexion, and very little makeup on. She wears a dark green dress, a thin veil over her face. The material of her clothing is extravagant and very well made. Concluding writing something on a piece of parchment, she sets her quill back in its inkpot, her free hand reaching up and removing her glasses.
Good afternoon to you all. I hear you are to thank after helping the guards deal with that kobold onslaught.
That we are, although thanks are not necessary. We couldn't just stand by and let this town burn down to the ground.
They aren't necessary, you say, but no average adventurers would throw themselves into the fray like that, let alone emerge alive. So I solemnly express my gratitude. For Lork to be on the receiving end of such a barbaric attack is something that I didn't even conceive. Please, your names. For I wish to put a title to your faces.
We all introduce ourselves, I assume?
Raphael does so regardless.
Onka does the same reluctantly.
Garco does so too proudly.
A pleasure to formally know you all. You will address me as Mayoress Claremont, or Mrs. Claremont if needs must.
Of course, Mayoress Claremont.
Excellent. Now, as for your courageous and swift assistance in saving Lork, I can't offer much in terms of rewards or compensation, but I'm certain we can come to an agreement.
Mayoress Claremont, it was nothing much. And I assure you that even though it was kobolds that attacked this dear town, I myself.
Mayoress Claremont raises her hand. You needn't continue. I understand that you do not harbor the same intentions as your kin. You radiate a divine aura as if you are blessed.
A divine aura? Blessed.
That is what I said. You wield divine magic. Someone in the upper planes favors you. You all are brimming with magic, in fact.
How do you know that?
I have dabbled in the arcane arts. But on to the matter at hand. I must beseech your help once again. Those kobolds that attempted to massacre this beautiful town. My guards have already extracted information from the ones we imprisoned. We've almost located where they came from originally. Most likely they're pawns in a bigger game. It'll take a few more hours, but once we learn the location, then I will call on you. Until then, please take this.
Maris Claremont sets a hefty coin pouch on her desk.
And feel free to speak to Captain Markham if you wish to assist in the interrogations or for any weapon purchases. The general store is still being rebuilt. Now, unless you have any questions, then please leave me.
You said you dabbled in the arcane arts, Maris Claremont. Is that to say you studied magic like myself?
Studied in a way. I'll just leave it at that.
Forgive me, Maris Claremont, but I must ask why you are wearing a veil. Not many people don't.
Roll a persuasion check.
That's 14.
Maris Claremont bites her lips before lowering her head a little. I wear one for I am in mourning. It is customary in some regions. Now, please, I must return to my work. Please leave me.
You all collect the coin pouch and leave, returning outside.
How much gold is inside the pouch?
160 gold. 40 gold each, should you wish to split it.
We will do just that.
Very well, we will end the session here. Thank you all so much for watching and playing. Take care of yourselves and be good.